It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are live with Expresso. Time now to ignite the imagination. Tutankhamun, the young Egyptian king, is making headlines yet again this week with a new evidence rather that is found to show that his dagger has interstellar origins. Now, joining us this morning is Dr. Jess Nitschke to help make sense of all of this. I love studying antiquity just in general. Obviously, Egypt throws up these surprises every once in a while. What is so significant about this particular discovery?
Right, so meteoric iron is different than terrestrial iron. It has a different chemical composition. And so what these scientists have done is they've used the latest technology to test this dagger and confirm what they've already suspected for a long time, which is that this dagger is made from iron sourced from the heavens, from meteors.
Were they aware of that? Would they have been making the conscious choice? And obviously looking at the stature of King Tutankhamun, you would expect that they did. What was the significance for them for using meteor for this kind of work?
They absolutely knew. So they had a term for iron, and they also had a term called iron from the sky. So they knew the difference for sure. And at the time of Tutankhamen's life and death, iron wasn't so common in Egypt. Egypt is very rich in minerals, gold, copper, and so on, not so much iron. So we have iron objects from Egypt. We tend to think that they're probably from meteoric sources, maybe from other places in the Middle East, but mostly meteoric. But as to the significance of it, and especially in the form of a dagger, with the king, the ideological role of a pharaoh, of course, is to maintain cosmic balance, to keep chaos at bay, keep Egypt's enemies at bay, and his job is not done at death. In the afterlife, he has to keep doing that, along with the gods, helping the gods to keep all the forces of evil at bay. So you can imagine this dagger was actually found on his body, right, in his mummy, like on his thigh. So this dagger is not just symbolic; it's not just a symbol of power. He's actually, going to use it in the afterlife to help keep, the cosmos safe.
Why have we only tested for this now? Why is this only surfacing at this stage?
So this dagger actually had been tested before, I think in 1970 and in 1994, but the technology wasn't quite good enough to really confirm it, and the technology's gotten a lot better. They use a technology called XRF. But these technologies are expensive to use, and archaeological study isn't the most well-funded area of research, right? It doesn't really save people's lives. It's fascinating.
There's a very small pie that's got to be split in
exactly.
a lot of ways. Yeah. So what does this excite you about? What does this teach us? What new things are we discovering about Egyptian culture through this? Is it that much of a groundbreaking discovery?
It's not so much of a groundbreaking discovery, but it gives us hard scientific confirmation of things that we already know. And it helps us to understand better the origins of iron and when iron technology came into Egypt. And if we study more and more of these objects this way, we'll be able to figure out when they are using more terrestrial iron versus when they, versus just using meteoric iron.
Unbelievable stuff. I love the fact that we are still making new discoveries at this stage,
all
Doctor.
All the time.
Thank you so much for shedding a little bit of light. I love the fact that this has been discovered despite how much interest has been focused on King Tutankhamun. It really does ignite the imagination. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
Well, time now to catch up with more current affairs. Leanne is standing by with the news.